Hello everyone, I'm George. Today, let's try some tongue twisters. Okay, today it's really difficult. I've thought about it for a really long time and then I finally decided to do this one. Because what I'm gonna do today is tongue twisters. When I was learning Chinese and English, I tried so many tongue twisters so that I can pronounce certain sounds in a really fast way. Basically not to perfect my pronunciation. It's just because I like to talk very fast and impress people. So today, what we're gonna do is to try some tongue twisters in English. And if you can follow me, just practice with me. Of course, I will try my best to pronounce each word very clearly for you so that it's gonna help you with your pronunciation. Usually the content of the tongue twister does not mean anything. They just put very difficult sound together and make you embarrass yourself. Don't try to understand what it really means. Actually, understanding the meaning of the tongue twister does not really help you with the pronunciation. What you need to focus on is the sound itself. There are two kinds of tongue twisters. One is just to put very difficult to pronounce sounds together in multiple words in that simple sentence and then make it as fast as possible. So if that one sound is difficult enough, it's gonna make the difficulty of that tongue twister go really high. And the second kind is regular sentences, but you just want to make it as fast as possible. It's just like regular people talking very fast. The tongue twisters we're going to introduce today are based on the sounds that are very difficult to pronounce. I handpicked 5 of them that focused on different kinds of sounds that Taiwanese people might have problems with. If you're willing to, practice with me. Here we go. Number 1. 7 slick, slimy snakes slowly sliding southward. 7. Slick, slimy, snakes slowly sliding southward. 7 slick, slimy snakes slowly sliding southward. This tongue twister is focusing on an S with a consonant after it, with SL, sl, and SN, sn. And you put them all together. The reason why it is very difficult is because when you are pronouncing S sound, your tip of the tongue will be right behind the front of your teeth. And then when you're pronouncing the L sound and N sound, you have to tap the front of your teeth with the tip of your tongue again. That is what makes this tongue twister very difficult. The word slick here means slippery. The word slimy means maybe with a lot of mud on it and it's gooey. And the tip of pronouncing this tongue twister correctly is just to try not to push your tongue tip that much to the front, if that makes any sense. Let's try that one more time. 7 slick, slimy snakes slowly sliding southward. Not really perfect, but I think that is good enough. And let's move on to the second one. Number 2. The great Greek grape growers grow great Greek grapes. The great Greek grape growers grow great Greek grapes. The great Greek grape growers grow great Greek grapes. This one is probably more difficult. The sound here is the GR sound. It's pronounced as gr. The sound G, G is to put the back of your tongue up against your palate. The sounds that are difficult here is to put the GR, gr sound in the front, and then with different consonant endings of each word into this sentence. That kind of sound is called stop. There are 3 kinds of stops here. One is t, and then p, and k. So when you mix and match these sounds all together, it makes it so difficult. And the tip of pronouncing this tongue twister is not to pronounce the final consonant too clearly. There are usually 2 steps for these kind of consonants. One is to stop the airflow, and then is to release the airflow. So when you are pronouncing the t sound, there is the stop step with the tip of your tongue right against the front teeth, blocking the airstream. And then the second step is to release it by lowering the tongue tip. That creates the airflow to go right out. So what you need to do is only pronouncing the first part of the consonant and never release, so that you continue to the next consonant of the next word. So instead of pronouncing as Greek, you just pronounce Greek. Don't release the airflow. If you don't understand it, try to practice more and you would get it. So let's try this tongue twister one more time. The great grape growers grow great grapes. That is probably the 10th try. I cannot do this perfect in one take. I've already tried like hundreds of times. And let's move on to number 3. I wish to wash my Irish wristwatch. I wish to wash my Irish wristwatch. I wish to wash my Irish wristwatch. The difficulty of this tongue twister is based on the W sound and the SH sound. Because when you are pronouncing the W sound, you have to protrude your lips like this. W. And then, in the end of each word, there's always the SH sound, which is pronounced as sh. And since you're gonna have to connect the W sound with the SH sound, that makes a clash, which is making this tongue twister super difficult. The word wristwatch just means a watch, because in the old times there were pocket watches. And when you're referring to the kind of watch that you wear on your wrist, you just call it wristwatch instead of pocket watch. Let's practice this one more time. You have to excuse me, I cannot look at the camera because I failed so many times. I'm gonna have to look at my computer in front of me. I wish to wash my Irish wristwatch. See? I did it. And let's move on to number 4. He threw 3 free throws. He threw 3 free throws. He threw 3 free throws. What is making this so difficult is here in Taiwan, we don't have the sound TH, which is pronounced as th or th. You have to put the tip of your tongue right between your teeth. And because you have to put your tongue so much outside of your mouth, that is what makes it so difficult. And to make it worse, there is the sound of F, which is pronounced as f. You have to put your upper teeth right against your lower lip. It sounds very much like the TH sound, but people can see your mouth when you're pronouncing those different sounds. With the combination of these two sounds into one tongue twister, it makes it so difficult. And the tip is, when you're pronouncing the TH sound and the F sound, don't go too far. When you are putting your tongue in between your teeth, don't go all the way out because you don't have time to retract it when you are pronouncing the second sound. Try to put the tip of your tongue a little bit between the teeth, not too much, and then go back to pronounce the second sound, like this, instead of. Let's try it one more time. He threw 3 free throws. See? That is one take. And let's move on to number 5. The batter with the butter is the batter that is better. The batter with the butter is the batter that is better. The batter with the butter is the batter that is better. This one is probably the easiest one because we are only focusing mostly on the vowel and 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 also, there's one consonant that you have to pay attention to. That'll be the consonant t. In American English, usually you don't pronounce the ter sound with a regular t. You have to pronounce it more like a l. It's a flap sound. The tip is to put your tip of the tongue right up against your front teeth and then quickly move down. That generates the sound d, butter, better. And let's try this one more time. The batter with the butter is the batter that is better. See? This one is a lot easier. So that'll be the 5 tongue twisters that I introduced today. If you want to make your pronunciation better, try to practice them. You can find your own tongue twisters. You don't have to use mine. You can find your own and then maybe share them down below with me so that I can also practice a little bit. And before we end this part, I'm gonna give you a bonus one. I don't have to explain the tips. This bonus is only on pronouncing fast. Okay, are you ready? I'm gonna have to look at the script here. Here we go. If you understand, say understand. If you don't understand, say don't understand. But if you understand and say don't understand, how do I understand that you understand? Understand? See that? That one, there's no trick. If you like this video, make sure you click the like button down below, or you can subscribe to this channel. I'll see you next time. Bye. 7 sleek slimy. I can do that. I wish to wash my right. He threw 3 free words. He threw 3 free words. He threw 3 free throws. It's too difficult.